Ahead tonight, a senior cop is back home after being ambushed outside his house.
The conviction rate is up. What's being credited with this?
College officials are addressing a proposed fee hike. The National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley.
And I'm Candino Knowles, as always. It's good to have you with us.
Topping the news tonight, realizing he could have lost his life just over a week ago when culprits ambushed him outside his home, Police Superintendent Clayton Fernander spoke publicly today about the incident for the first time, telling reporters it was God's grace that saved him. Returning home on a private police craft, the officer returned with his limb injured, but that right hand still intact.
Jimenita Swain was at Odyssey Airport this afternoon and fills us in on the joyous return home.
Superintendent Clayton Fernander touched down in his police Cessna Caravan a few moments ago in high spirits. He was escorted by two senior officers to a waiting contingent led by Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade.
Psalms 27 verse 1 says, "The Lord is the light. The Lord is the light, my life and my salvation. Who shall I fear? The Lord is my strength and my life. Who shall I be afraid?" I want to say good afternoon to all, and it's good to be back. Thank God that I'm here and I'm alive.
Superintendent Fernander spent the last few days undergoing medical treatment with a bid to save his right hand. There were fears that because of the severity of the gunshot injuries, he might have faced amputation. But he says he's on the mend.
The hand is coming on well. They were able to change the cast yesterday, and God is so good. Doing the changing of the cast, the doctor felt the finger and he said, "Boy, I could see the nerves coming back." And as you can see here, good movements here. Thank God for that. Isn't that's wonderful? You know, it's coming back.
The senior officer says he's ready to go back to work, but he will follow doctor's orders.
They said in the next 6 months or so, but I'm planning to cut it down at least 3.
Fernander was at a loss for words, reflecting on the support he received from his colleagues on the night he was shot and Thursday at his arrival.
My work has not gone in vain. That support I'm talking, but for members of the public, you could see it. Some people die and never was able to see how much people appreciate them and what they have done. But I have seen it, and the support, the overwhelming support, I could see that.
Superintendent Fernander thanked the Bahamian people for their overwhelming support. He encouraged them to use his experience as a bridge to improve the working relationship it has with the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
As web shop bosses up the ante, fighting the government in court over their right to run gambling operations, business as usual continues at those web shops. Scores of web shops across the country have operated amidst the standoff, which began after the electorate rejected a proposal to regulate numbers gaming, and the High Court ruled this week that the court had no power to stop police from prosecuting offenders. Tonight, Janaea Noel Ferguson talks with the public about the age-old practice and whether or not it can ever be brought under control.
A number of web shops remain open even after the High Court issued a heavy blow dismissing an injunction appeal. That conservatory order barred police from shutting them down. But on Wednesday, the appeals court president questioned why the order was necessary, noting that it does not prevent the appellants from carrying out their lawful business or prevent the police from carrying out its duty. In light of this, we took to the streets today to find out from the public their views on the matter and whether or not web shops should be given a grace period before police move in.
I think you should give the people some time because people have not decided yet what they're going to do. They was just waiting for the government approval. So now the government has made a choice. So the people must go along with the system, because if they don't want to be locked up, right?
Something like this, they gotta go investigate. Need plenty of investigation to deal with this matter, because right now they are licensed to do what they have to do. You see what I'm saying? The judge can make his opinion, but still, it still need more than that to go on beyond and to close them down.
This whole Bahamas will be destroyed if those police go fool around with them web shops.
We in the modern time, whereas the internet is international. If you shut it down here, a guy can go on his laptop and he can work with an account in a foreign country and still do what he has to do as far as gambling is concerned.
What good the closure of web shops would do.
I worry about the people who have a job working in a web camp. If they close the web shop, people will find a job to work.
If they close down the web shops, the city will sort of simmer down. Okay. You see, because gambling is leading up to all type of things.
Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade recently addressed the matter and said that where a business is legitimately licensed and illegal activities are taking place, the police will take action. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Police have identified the man shot and killed last night as 34-year-old Julian Colley of Price Street, Nassau Village. Authorities say it was around 10:45 last night when gunmen opened fire on two men as they arrived at a residence at Miller's Heights off Carmichael Road. The men reportedly jumped out of a silver Honda Civic, shooting Colley several times. He died at the scene. One of the men received multiple gunshot injuries to the body and was also pronounced dead at the scene. The second man is detained in hospital in stable condition. Now, police say the men fled the area in the Honda Civic driven by a third male. They're asking anyone with information on the incident to contact them.
Accounts of what happened on the day that police suspect Jamie Smith died began in the coroner's court today. Scenes of crime officer Sergeant Roger Major told the court that on February 8th, he sat in on an interview with the Central Detective Unit as Corporal Sterling Knowles questioned Smith in connection with an armed robbery. Major said Smith confessed to the crime and also gave the names of four suspects. However, he refused to sign his statement. Afterwards, Major said he returned to his duties, and later that day, he saw Smith in Inspector Ezra Maycock's office. Shortly afterward, Major testified he heard a commotion in Maycock's office and heard Maycock say, quote, "Get the cuffs," end quote. He said Corporal Knowles and Corporal Roach rushed to assist, and when he arrived minutes later, he couldn't see inside the office clearly as Corporal Knowles was blocking the doorway, and he was told the situation was under control. Major said when he saw Smith a while later, he concluded that Smith had passed out or that he was dead. The inquest has been adjourned to May 8th.
Well, the country's conviction rate is up, and according to the Attorney General, it has everything to do with the new integrated approach to the prosecution of cases.
Now, the Swift Justice Initiative seeks to bring all involved in the administration of justice together to ensure improved communication and effective implementation of plans and responsibilities. As Andrew Knowles tells us, now that that's happening, officials believe decades of backlog cases will finally see the light of day.
Statistics show a marked increase in cases prosecuted in the periods May to June of 2012 and January to present. Between May and December of last year, there were 29 guilty verdicts out of 69 cases using 5 judges. However, from January to present, there have been 18 guilty verdicts out of 30 cases, for a 60% conviction rate.
You're also moving in the right direction in disposing of matters before the courts. You will see that in less than 12 weeks, we were able to dispose of 23 matters with the same 5 judges. We can project that if we continue on that course, that by the end of the year, we will easily dispose of at least 200 matters, and that is our target.
There's a tremendous backlog of cases. However, Minister Maynard Gibson says they are making a dent. But not only that, modernizing the courts with the latest technological equipment is also saving the government thousands of dollars.
We are now using video links in the Supreme Courts. And also we are now putting in place some evidence tools to better present evidence during the time of trials.
Rather than flying a witness from whether it's Alaska or whether it's Apico, we can have a witness by way of video link. So add up all those airfares, that's what we're talking about.
But she wasn't the only one touting the success of swift justice. Stakeholders like criminal prosecutors, officials from police, prison, medical, and social services also highlighted the impact the initiative is having.
There's less stress for me as a prosecutor when I'm able to have the police, the prison, the hospital authority, all those having all the documents, all the evidence compiled for us in a timely fashion.
It's very, very helpful, and we're seeing the benefits of that. And the delay certainly is cutting down in our system here in Grand Bahama. So we embrace this Swift Justice Initiative, and we're very happy with it, and we are also seeing successes here in Freeport.
State Minister for Legal Affairs Damian Gomez assured that the Attorney General's office is serious about ensuring the criminal justice system works as effectively and efficiently as possible while restoring public confidence.
At the present time, we are happy to see things flowing in the way they are, and in due course there will be other tweaks to the system to make it even more efficient than it is. But I wish to signal to the public that it is a great pleasure to see the success rate that has been accomplished by the very, very hard work that has been demonstrated.
Andrew Knowles, ZNS Network News.
In our first look at weather satellite pictures showing some patchy clouds streaming across the northwest Bahamas, but outside of our studios just now, we have partly cloudy skies, temperature 80 degrees, relative humidity 62%. Your winds out of the east-southeast at 7 knots, barometric pressure 1,016.3 millibars, that's 30.01 inches, and it is steady. But stay tuned, temperatures around the Five Islands, travel and boating forecasts is still to come.
Straight ahead tonight, COB officials defend those controversial fee hikes.
You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.